Hey everybody, so I'm back. I've got a new one for you. Today I'm going to show you what I call the crooked spine, and I'm going to kind of show you why. This is the practice cord that I always use when I'm coming up with new things and just kind of practicing. The center here reminds me of a spinal cord, but it's kind of crooked. The vertebrae aren't quite lined up on either side, and then you can kind of see where these come around and kind of just act like ribs too. So there it is. That's a crooked spine, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. What I've got already is I've got 8 feet of black and 8 feet of red. Fused them together already, so this is my center point. And I've already flattened the ends, so they'll go through the buckle. I'm going to use the 3/4 inch buckles. This is going to be a little bit wider. It's going to be a 4-strand bracelet today. So just take your ends and go straight down through the buckle. And bring those, you're going to reach through, I got a little bit of twisting going on here. You're going to reach through the longer ends, grab your short ends that you just put through there, and then just pull these through. And this will get your, this is what we call the cow's hitch. Yeah, going to be kind of, there we go. So we're just going to attach the cow's hitch right there. And then we're going to flip the buckle over, run all your paracord through your fingers so that it doesn't twist. And it looks like you got a little more red. And then we're going to go up through the bottom of the buckle. Pull all your excess through. Get that twist out. And give it a loop about the size that you're going for, just for this part of it. And then separate your red and your black, because you're going to put one color through at a time. So then take your black and you're going to take this up through the bottom again. And pull all your excess through again and make it the same length that your other loop is. Get that red one out of the way. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing with the red. Just take that up through right next to the other red one that you've got and pull this through. You could probably do this bracelet with just 2 strands in the middle, but I like to do it with 4 because it gives it a little wider bracelet. Now we'll just untwist all these. There we go. And that should give us no twisting. Yep. Alright, so now what we're going to do is open this up and flip it over the buckle, and went a little long on that one, so I'm going to shorten this up a little bit. That looks about right. Okay, so now you should have something that looks very, very similar to this. You've got your 4 inner strands, 2 left on the red and 2 right with the black. Your black is off to the right. And I want my inner strands to be my more dominant middle color. Or I want my red, I want my red to be the middle color, and I want the black to be my outside colors. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a phone call real quick. So my black is going to be basically the blue on here, and the red is going to be the yellow that's on this one. So the first thing you're going to do is take your black around the back. Okay. Take it under this red, and then take it over the red, the left cord, and take your black back to the other side that it came from. And kind of pull it a little snug there. Now you're going to take your red cord, go over the front, take it above the black one, and then go underneath of the black, and take your red back across. Now pull this tight. This is very, very similar to another one. I can't remember the name offhand. The only thing is we're going to do the figure 8 knot throughout the whole bracelet. So the figure 8 knot, basically what we're going to do is take our red strand that we just went under the black. Now we're going to go up under that red strand that we just crossed over the front. And you'll see we now have this black piece in here. I'm going to zoom in on this just so you can kind of see what we got going on here. So we got the black one first came across. We took the red underneath of the black, and then the black came back across. Then we took the red and we looped it around the black and then underneath of itself, and we can kind of pull this tight now. There we go. And then what we're basically going to keep on doing is taking this black back over here, and the black is just kind of going to get twisted up with the red every time. So now the black goes over the red again, and you bring that back to the other side. And there is going to be a tightening up period on this one too, so at the end, when you think you're getting close to the end, you're going to have to go back and tighten her on up. Now this is where it gets kind of tricky. So what you need to do now is this loop right here. You're going to want to loosen that up just enough so you can get your paracord through it, but you're going to create a loop, and you're going to feed this up through that cord. And if you did this right, you should have your black on the inside of that loop, and the red should be coming up through there. And that's a figure 8 knot. And then you're just going to keep repeating the process. So you've got, and then you can tighten up the stuff before that. So you can go back and you can tighten that one up. But you want to leave this one loose so that you can get your red back through there. So you're just going to cross the black over the red again, just like that. Grab the end, go up through this part of the loop, and hold on to everything. You've got your black looped in there, and then you can go back. I'm going to push this up a little bit. You can go back and tighten everything up. Now you're just going to keep on going. Same thing, both sides. So basically this red, all it's going to do is go around, go up through this loop, and it's just going to keep on going back and forth. But every time you go back, you're going to go through the loop of the previous pass. Kind of hard to explain, but that's a basic figure 8 knot. And then each time you pass the red over, you're going to twist your black around it. And that'll give you the outside portion of your bracelet. Now, you're probably going to get all the way down, but then when you start tightening it up, it's going to bring you back up. So, this one does take a little bit of patience, a little bit of time, but it does look pretty good when it's nice and tight. So, I'm going to do this last one. So I've basically taken my black, went around the red, get my end here, go up through that last pass that you just did. You might have to loosen it a little to get it through there. Go ahead and pull that on through, and if you did it right, you should have your black inside of a loop right there, which we do, which is good. And then we just repeat it again. So take your black, cross it, go behind the back. Real easy. Grab the end of your red, go up through the last loop that you just created. And there we are. And tighten as you go, otherwise you're going to be tightening quite a bit. Well, you're going to be tightening quite a bit either way you go, but that's basically how you tie it. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'm going to tighten everything. I'm going to get down to the very end. I might leave a little at the end so I can show you how to tighten it, but I'll be back. So I came back just to show you how I've been tightening this, and then what I'll do is I'll come back again and show you how to finish up the bracelet. But what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of start at the top and just kind of tighten it as you go, and pull through and pull through. Let me see if I can find a spot where we can do a few of these. So you're just going to find a spot where it's loose, pull it a little tight, and then you'll see you'll just have to trace it around to where that comes through, and grab that one and do the same thing, just pull it through. And see, just right there I gained that much more paracord. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but once you get used to pulling this through here, it'll actually speed up a little bit, because you'll get used to where to look for the cord at. There we go. And then I'll show you also, you're going to do the same thing on the back side, which the back side kind of looks cool by itself too, but there's an easier way to achieve this look. Back side, you're just going to do the same thing. Every other you're going to pull through. The back side is much easier to tighten up than the front side. And I always, when I was doing the front, I pulled all the back. I didn't pull too tight when the red part was still loose. To get this black out of the way, I just pulled it through. And it kind of helps out a little bit. Get rid of some of that slack. Alright, and you want to keep on making sure you're pushing up. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up. Just keep on tightening. I'll come back and I'll show you how to finish up your bracelet. Alright, so basically I've gotten to a point where I could do another one. You know, I could take this back up through this loop here. But what I'm going to do now, and zoom in just a little bit here, I'm going to make it so that this buckle doesn't move around as much. So just take whichever side you're on and run that up through the bottom of your buckle. Alright, and do the same thing with the black. I just went out of frame there, sorry about that. Okay, so move over the excess, go up through the bottom. Alright, now flip this over as if you're starting a new bracelet. So what we're going to do is just a regular old Solomon on here. So push all this down as far as you can, gives you a little extra room here. Create a loop on the left, cross over the middle with your left cord, cross over that with your right cord, and come up through that loop. Alright, and we're going to do one more of those. Create a loop on the left or on the right. Kind of push this cord down into that gap there. Cross the black over the red, come up through that loop. And then you can pull this tight and you should be within that gap. Now your buckle's not moving. So now what we can do is finish this up. So I'm just going to take and tighten this as tight as I can get it. I'm going to snip the ends and singe them. And I've got about, I'd say about 20 to 24 inches left out of the 10, or out of the 8 feet that we started with. And let's see, this one's going to be a little short on me, but I can kind of give you an idea. So we're at about 7 3/4. So 7 3/4 length. And it used about 6 feet to get to that point. So if you need to go longer than 7 3/4, you're going to want to up it probably to 8 feet. And that's where I was at. That'll give you that extra little bit of length. So I'll just get this singed here. And then I use the flat part of the scissors and just kind of do a rocking motion over that. It makes it nice and curved, nice and smooth, no hard edges. And then with the red, snip that, singe this one, there we go, and kind of do the same thing, just a rocking motion. There we go, and there you have it. That is a completed bracelet. I need to retighten this area a little bit. It looks like I messed up on, or I didn't mess up, but I just didn't tighten it quite right there. But this is what I call the crooked spine, and I hope you guys like it. That's the back side. It looks like a different one that I did previously. Let me know what you think about this. Appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button. Try to get a video to you about 5 or 6 times a week. And thanks again for watching. Paracord on.